Ready to elevate your credit understanding and score? With insider tips and a plan, you can take action to improving your score, which can save thousands in unnecessary finance charges. Let's tackle today's topic with your coach, Credit Kristi.
Hey friends, it's Kristi, your credit coach. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. Today, let's talk about the Ultra FICO score. I have just recently heard of this myself, although it's been around for several years and it's in a pilot phase right now. If you've heard of the Ultra FICO score, I'd love to share some additional information with you so you understand some basics about it. The Ultra FICO score does not replace your FICO score that is on your traditional credit reports, nor will it affect your FICO score in any way. It's actually a totally and completely different scoring algorithm. So if you have a low credit score or no credit score just based on very thin credit, the Ultra FICO states that you have a chance of increasing your score that is available to the lenders that participate using this Ultra FICO score, but it's based on the data that you share. So Ultra FICO links your checking, savings, or money market accounts, which you choose to share with them. You don't have to share all of them, or you can share all of them. But if you share that data with their system, they state that it enhances your FICO score because it's based on indicators of sound financial behavior. So here's what their website says. It takes your banking activity into consideration to have a more comprehensive picture of your financial situation. They also state that it gives lenders a clearer picture of who you are as a borrower, where a traditional credit report may not tell the whole story. So a lot of people believe that their bank balances and bank activities are reported to the credit reporting bureaus, and traditional credit reports don't actually have that information. So if you've bounced checks or have non-sufficient funds in your account, that's not reported to the credit reporting bureaus. So if you want to get an Ultra FICO score, you link or connect your checking or banking accounts through their website. And I would only recommend, if you wanted to be part of this pilot program, doing this if you keep a balance in your accounts and you seem to manage your money well through your debits and credits into your checking or savings accounts. So these are the 4 factors that they're using to get a quote unquote comprehensive picture of your financials. They look at the length of time your accounts have been open with the banks. They look at your recent bank transactions and the frequency of your bank transactions. They're looking for evidence of consistent cash on hand or a remaining balance left in your bank account. And they're looking at a history of positive account balances. So in other words, you're not overdrawn. You don't spend every single penny that goes into your account. So a couple of things I'd like to share with you. It is in a pilot phase. And right now, it doesn't seem that very many lenders are actually participating in an Ultra FICO score. But their website says soon, lenders will be able to provide you options to participate. So this is a partnership of 3 organizations. It's FICO, Experian, and Finicity. So I had to look up who Finicity is because I hadn't heard of that company before. They've been around since 2000. It's basically an account verification company. They verify income, transactions, and they provide data. They kept referencing an API, and I didn't know what that was, so I looked it up. An API is an application programming interface. So an API powers much of our digital lives. Think about how our Google Maps talks to a ride-sharing app, how flight information is provided to travel sites, how a YouTube video is embedded into a web page. All of those are examples of API, and that is what Finicity is in the business of doing. They're basically the go-between software that allows 2 apps to talk. And so in this partnership with them, they are allowing FICO to interface with your bank accounts and be able to create an algorithm and a new credit score called your Ultra FICO in order to qualify. So essentially, they're looking at your day-to-day habits. And this is where I want to point out, because it's a little uncomfortable for me, that this software will be watching and analyzing my every move, where I spend my money, how I spend my money, and individual transactions, where right now on my credit report, it will reflect my credit limit on my credit card and my balance and how my payment history is reflected. Do I just pay that minimum payment and keep a big balance there and use it almost like a loan? Or do I utilize my credit card by creating a balance and then paying it off or paying it down every month? That can also have a picture of my ability to manage my money and borrow money and pay it back. But what about those folks that don't have a credit score or credit profile established? And on FICO.com's website, it was interesting to me to find out that 53 million people in the United States currently do not have enough data in their credit files to actually generate a FICO score. So for those 53 million people, the Ultra FICO might be something really incredible or at least worthy of checking out. So you can just Google FICO.com Ultra FICO and gather some more information. On their website, they do show how you can get your Ultra FICO score in 4 steps. First, it says you apply for credit, such as a personal loan or a credit card in person or online. Step 2, if your lender is unable to extend an offer, in other words, they declined your application, then you would qualify for better terms with an Ultra FICO score. Step 3 is you agree to share additional information in order to generate your Ultra FICO score, which is linking your checking, savings, or money market accounts through their secure online portal. That is where Finicity comes in. And then step 4, it says an Ultra FICO score is instantly generated and your lender may revise its credit offer based on your adjusted score. Now, this is presuming that that lender will accept an Ultra FICO score. I know in the mortgage world, we're not quite there yet. But nonetheless, I did want to share with you that this is launched, it's in its pilot phase, and who knows, what if this becomes the next thing? I know a lot of people don't believe in utilizing credit cards. A lot of people don't like to borrow money. And so this is an interesting take or an interesting way on being able to generate that credit profile that so many circumstance requires without actually having to take on debt. So what do you think about this? Does it make you uneasy? Does it get you excited? I'd love to know your thoughts. Send them to me at questions@creditkristi.com. And if we haven't already, let's connect on social media. You can find me on almost every platform at Credit Kristi. And lastly, I have a favor. If you are listening to me through your iTunes, would you kindly give me a review? I only have a few at this point. I've been at it for over a year and a half, and I'd love to know, is this information making an impact for you? Am I delivering information that helps you be a more informed consumer and understand credit more? If so, would you consider giving me 5 stars and maybe sharing in the review your biggest takeaway so far? It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for being here with me for another episode. And until next time, my friends, stay well.
Subscribe now and share with a friend to stay in the loop for new credit content and insider tips to maximize your credit knowledge. And follow Credit Kristi on Instagram.